in the pool that fit that role that they needed. So I like it. It's in their style, and I believe that both of these teams have a chance to take the game 3 if they play their own game properly.
Well, let's see. I mean, what are your sort of thoughts on? Oh, I say, hold that top and bottom lane, RAMZeS. Okay, well,
poking them a little bit. Yeah. Hello guys, what's up? How you doing?
Won't quite get
bye
by the roll. Now, see if Tarver's able to actually head over and take this bottom rune. He's going to try, but
got him.
He got it.
Got
he
him.
did. So 3 out of the 4 bounty runes go in the way of Chaos to start the game off. But yeah, the offlane Night Stalker, I feel like we have seen this one not too well.
It's not great, honestly. For the first 5 minutes of the game, obviously you're gonna struggle because during the night you're what are you actually? You're not a stalker. You're just some creep on the lane. Honestly, it tries to last it, and that's about it. As your void does absolutely nothing. So overall, as a Night Stalker, you're gonna try and survive as long as possible, get as much as you can, and then during that nighttime, you're gonna start pressuring. Obviously, if you commit another hero such as Earth Spirit there, you're going to be able to get a lot of last hits. If you get phase boots, let's say a Bracer on that offlane, then sure, fine, the Knight is going to be yours. I like the Champ plus the Spectre pick. Like a few patches ago, we used to see a lot of Witch Doctors and Spectres, we used to see a lot of Warlocks and Spectres, heroes that would basically allow Spectres to stay on the lane with the heals, right? And now you have Mr. Solo on that Chen, a hero that does exactly that. Divine favors you, heals you up, gives you some damage, lets you farm, which is pretty good.
Yeah, make that safe lane just that little bit easier for RAMZeS to have a good start. But that's what we say, that they get underneath. Misery.
Who needs Knight?
Yeah, he was trying a few times to make the connection with the roll, and that time he did. And it gets them first blood on RAMZeS.
Yeah, RAMZeS, he's a kind of a player that really likes to play on the edge, tries to bait you out. We've seen it with his Panda. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it's good, but in this game, obviously, he gets punished. I understand why he was trying to do that, because he knows that he's playing versus a Night Stalker, a hero that's not very strong during the day.
Oh, in fact, top, HFN. He's doing a good job of bringing Roger pretty low.
Roger has to be careful because of all of these creeps. He can't use really Bramble Maze properly.
He has started to salve up. They will cancel the salve. They've got a brain sap.
Oh, he's running back into them.
And he gets the Shadow Realm off in time. And he has baited them in low. Now Chaos, they're sort of falling into the trap. The Shadow Realm hitting the slap will punish HFN. Nice little outplay there from Roger.
I mean, if Roger is baiting you into the trees, do not follow him. Don't follow Roger into the trees.
Don't follow
into the forest.
That sexy Dark Willow. You got to be careful.
That's a bait right there.
Yep. 1 for 1 now. How are we doing on the mid lane?
On the mid lane, Pango is doing very well, yeah. Because you can't really static link him, right? He just swashbuckles away. So.
No, it was because I feel like this was sort of the start of when we saw Pango being picked up in the mid lane. It was that point where Razor was like every game. Like this was the mid people wanted to run, and then Pango was one of the heroes that was a pretty damn good answer against it.
Yeah, the cooldown on the swashbuckle is obviously lower, and then every time he links you, you just run away. So overall, pretty solid pick versus him. I haven't seen no one play a lot of Pango, by the way. I have to say that. So is it truly a no one hero? I've seen him even play Meepo recently, so I guess he has.
I mean, no one's. Yeah, he's the kind of guy. He really does, and he plays the sort of the flashy stuff very nicely. We saw how much he did last game as the Morph. Same thing this game. He's going to be able to do a lot early on as the Pangolier. Top lane VP pushing in the wave underneath the tower. HFM will pop the stick charges. They'll keep vision on him. Can he get the Shadow Realm hit off? He can. Bada bing bada bomb. That's going to be HFN dead. And King RD surrounded as well. They'll pick up both kills. VP.
They're mauling them on this lane actually, and you need this PA to be doing work after the laning stage. I believe every single one of these heroes has to contribute after the laning stage. That's I believe that's the biggest strength and the biggest weakness of Chaos Esports, Chaos drafts. They always have like these very aggressive heroes on every lane, like an Ursa, safe lane, mid lane Razor. They need to get these mid-game items. They need to not buy Midases. They need to steamroll after the laning stage. And right now, this PA is suffering a lot.
As we're seeing down bottom, despite RAMZeS going down, he is still having uncontested farm. Another attempt up top onto HFN hit. They'll get aggressive. The roots from the bramble, catching him out into the stun. He needs King RD to head over and help him out. We'll be there to make sure that they don't dive HFN this time, but again, being forced very low in the HP.
13 CS on him, 15 on Panda.
Bottom.
RAMZeS.
He has got the Divine Favor from Solo, so given some regeneration. Solo as well, indeed, using his body to hold Chaos back. He'll try and hide in the trees.
He's like, take me instead. Leave my carry alone. But he's still gonna fall. The roll is there.
And that should do the job. Right, so yeah, they got him.
And now they're gonna take Solo too.
Yeah, they'll take the 2-for-1 offer here that VP provides.
He has Fairy Fire and Sticks, but is it gonna be enough? Divine Favor?
Hey! Okay, he'll live.
There we go.
Oh, Misery rolls away. Doesn't want to try and dive for the kill.
Oh, wait, did RAMZeS just... Oh, no, he didn't. Someone else was porting in. Someone else cancelled his port, so... I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, he saved his Chen.
No one. He's got a double damage. One right click will do it. Oh, the roll away in time. Misery will live.
Got out just in time right there. HFN is being pressured super hard on the top lane though. Yeah. However, this is the time for this Night Stalker and Earth Spirit to just completely dominate.
They have to do something this first night. I feel like the few times that we've seen the Night Stalker in the offlane just not be successful, it's when the first night comes and goes and nothing's happened. Yeah, if there's a team that's going to be aggressive during the nighttime, it's going to be Chaos.
The good thing, however, in this game is that Night Stalker had a proper daylight. Like, he had a proper first 5 minutes. He didn't suffer way too hard. You can see that he has level 4, he has levels, he has some CS, 24 CS to his name as well. He hasn't suffered way too hard, and because of that, he's going to be able to do stuff this first night. Usually when you see Night Stalkers struggle in the first night is when they are running around with Stout Shield and Quelling Blade, or Stout and Sticks first night, and that's not really great.
I see Tavo will be able to dodge the stun from the sensor.
He still needs mana though to work with, so maybe go back, heal up. Not certain what he's gonna do. King RD though.
That's gonna be the rotation from no one. Comes in, does get nightmared. King RD will turn with the brain sap. It's not gonna be enough to keep him alive. As this top lane continuing to be a bit of a shambles here for Chaos with the pressure that VP's putting on. Shutting down Chaos's safe lane very, very heavily.
Roger rotating mid together with no one there behind V, but is it him they're truly searching for? HFN, you can't even leave him alone, I believe, at this point versus Pasha.
That's very, very scary.
Stacks as well. All right, I'll take that. Dances around him a little bit. Razor is most likely going to come in too.
Yeah, they've got to try and get VP away from this, as this is a tasty bit of gold that you can clean up with that shield crash coming back up in a second.
All right, there's a sleep on the Dark Willow. There's also a static link, but he's just going to try and port out. It won't be successful though, as Earth Spirit rolls in.
So they should have sure the kill on Roger. We'll see if they can get anything else. No one.
Meanwhile, no one just cleans it up and see you later, boys.
Yeah, that's it. They smash and grab and roll away. Taste the creeps. He's out of there.
Yeah, and Tavo right now, we've talked about this. He isn't truly forcing way too much on this bottom lane. He's not really pressuring the Spectre whatsoever.
Not doing a crazy amount during this first night. Yeah, the farm for the Spectre still absolutely fine. 2,800 gold. It's even between the two of them, but it's more the fact that the Spectre hasn't been shut down. RAMZeS he's hitting the creeps okay.
But the time is now for Chaos. You know that they always look like they aren't really doing a whole lot, and then bam, suddenly they just completely aggress you out of every single lane and take your tower. So I think they're waiting for their timings, these early items that they get on their position 1 and 2s. On Razor, it must be the Athos again, I believe. Yeah, he's building into it. Yeah. So as soon as we get that Athos, I believe they're gonna start these moves that they usually make. However, the first night so far, 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, not a whole lot has been done by Tavo.
I'll see King RD head back down here with him. But yeah, RAMZeS is, with the level 6, he's a beefy target. He has the Horn available to go elsewhere. And in fact, top lane, no one's going to jump across the cliff, make sure that you can get the stun in onto HFN. HFN surrounded by the 4 members of VP, cannot escape VP.
The Flying Beast is here, but he has no mana. Absolutely nothing to work with. We also rotated, but no Athos. And they have no catch.
Osvaldo just TP's out.
Yep.
He's out of there, he's gone.
They get a great kill and they're just gone.
Well, it's got to somehow open up this game for HFN to get some farm. As at the moment, this PA she's just going to tickle. She's not going to have any sort of impact against the cause of VP.
He's in a very problematic spot, as I'm not certain what he's going to be thinking about right now. There are two ways. Go for this early game build, complete raid band, Vlads, whatever, and try to fight with your team, or try and recover with the Battle Fury. Those are your two options, right? If he goes for that Battle Fury, usually when when players of Chaos go for greedy items, it kind of backfires at them.
We're not going to see both teams try and fight around the room spot here, but Tavo just gets bursted down immediately. That's going to be your off-lane Night Stalker dead and gone.
Yeah, he dies with that first night as well, just as it's about to end.
And not the kind of wake-up he was hoping for. As here's that Atos.
Right.
But I mean, sure, on one half you have the Atos on the Razor, but on the other half you don't have nighttime.
You don't have nighttime, and you haven't really won any of these lanes significantly to just start rolling across VP's lineup. I believe they're still gonna stick to their plan and do the same thing though. Stay in the comfort zone, try and play your own match.
And sort of these early plays though that Chaos may look to build towards are going to be answered every time, because you have these two team fighting cores. The fact you got a Brewmaster and a Pango. Anytime that Chaos do start to push, Pasha and No One are going to be there with the response, having the Primal Split and the Rolling Thunder, which is just going to make it very chaotic for Chaos to try and push into at a point of the game where they're going to be miles off having any sort of BKB.
It is definitely problematic for them. I believe what they have to do is force out these big cooldowns away from VP, such as Haunt, such as Panda's ult, and after that has happened, try to get another fight after you respawn, which most likely you're gonna lose that fight. Try to force it out somehow. Try to force the Panda split somehow and dodge it. Just run away. Try to force it on their side of the map. I think that's the most important aspect for Chaos. Go to their side of the map, pressure their objectives. Do not let this happen, because if this happens, he's going to use the split on your side of the map, and he's going to get an objective and a team fight, which isn't really great. But I don't know, Chaos, they aren't really on their game. They aren't really in the first match, and in the second match they were playing the same way, in a very aggressive manner. They were posturing themselves on the enemy side of the map. Here, they're being aggressed at.
They go straight past the tier 1 tower, get themselves onto Weehar. No One with the perfect bounce back onto the Razor, bringing Weehar incredibly low. Jump in with the Horn as well. They'll move in, kill off Weehar, take the tier 1 tower, and look to dive in for more as they're onto King RD. The control there from Pasha's Primal Split, setting up a second one. See Tavo, he's flying around, he's looking to try and get at least on top of someone. The fear is going to be there, controlling Misery's Earth Spirit as he's chased down by Roger with the fairy, spinning around, killing off another. Tavo also in a world of pain as RAMZeS will chase him down. No One secures the kill. 4 dead on Chaos. HFN will jump across, but the dagger out upon him. Do they want to dive for this? They certainly do. The Bramble is up, the Swashbuckle as well. HFN will pop the stick charges, but he cannot escape. They're also TPing Weehar in on the front. I wonder if there's anybody who can try and kill this as well. They've got the route onto Pasha. But Pasha does have Roger by his side. Can Chaos find anything out of this? Chaos just got team wiped. Can they strike back and at least get some kills? They will not be able to cancel the TP of one, but they will kill Roger. They get something in return, but it is VP just showing us at the moment how impossible it is for Chaos to deal with the full 5-man aggression that VP has.
These heroes just do more, honestly. At this point, even without farm, they just do way more. The Night Stalker, he hasn't really done anything in this game so far. He's struggling so hard. And Panda, even without the items, even if he struggled on the lane, which he didn't, he has split.
This would be a huge kill though for Chaos. They get the lead with the Invis ring.
They have grip. Do they? They don't have grip.
They do not have grip for 25 seconds. They do have the control from Misery. Rolls forward. They're able to get the silence off. Can RAMZeS get out? He cannot. That's a big kill for Chaos. They get the Spectre.
All right, 260 gold for we, but most importantly, they're delaying that item progression away from the Spectre, so that's definitely a big kill. Can they turn this kill into anything, though? They're gonna try and aggress this tier 1 on the top lane.
They've got the Fiend's Grip back up in a couple of seconds. So can look to use it if it feels necessary to find this kill. Defensive Nightmare used on Misery, and Misery, he's going to survive the Ernest, ticking him down.
Is he gonna, though?
He'll kill him off.
So
They're getting kills. Chaos, you know, despite
Any
being
trades
team wiped, they strike back.
Any trades for them are all right. They're gonna take that tier 1 on top lane too. Mid lane, RAMZeS respawned and angry, goes to farm some creeps, gets his farm back up. He has 1800 gold, honestly, at this point in the game, 14 minutes in. Considering he had a rough lane, he's doing super fine.
Still just Tavo and HFM for Chaos that are sort of lagging behind at this point. Sure, Weehar's at the top still, even with farm and progression compared to no one's Pangolier. But the PA and the Night Stalker, it's going to be a long time until they're any sort of threat in the fights. As the Night Stalker, Tavo will be chased. He has got the AoE silence. I mean, there's not too much the Brew can do to chase. The Horn is going to be popped as Pango does get found. Chaos again. They are making smart moves, getting core pickoffs. See Tavo popping the nighttime. He's trying to get on top of the two of them. Pasha does have Primal Split. As Tavo just sort of drawing the attention of these three heroes, making space on the top and the mid for Chaos to continue to farm.
He's just joking them super hard. This is pretty much alright for him. Popping that ulti this early on isn't that bad for him, as he has the nighttime anyway to continue with after it has ended, so he's fine with it. He's gonna have his ultimate back up by the next daylight, so pretty well played. Also, the Pango kill is very good for them. I think they used the grip on him, so they did commit one big spell, but you're super fine with that.
Yeah,
just
got
kill
me. Oh,
no
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Any chance to kill the any VP scores.
Yeah, any chance to kill anyone.
Throw
on this
everything
map.
at them if you're Chaos.
Oh, you're gonna see a sleep on RAMZeS. Oh, they messed up the silence a little bit.
Can they kill him? They have got the slow and the stun. They're stealing the damage with the brain stab. But Hannah God's going to come out with a terrorize indeed from Rogers, sending them away. Walkie back to 7. Oh, it's the perfect setup for no one to roll in. Swashbuckle onto the two of them. Rogers got the Curse Crown out onto Weehar. They'll kill the Bane. Can Weehar get away? He's tanking the tower hits. Does have the movement speed to escape. Rod of Atos holds back Rogers. So Weehar, he's fine. TP's there. He's going to get away before there's any vision for a Shadow Realm potential hit.
Roger had an amazing idea there because he planted the ward instantly onto the high ground and he used Shadow Realm.
Yeah, get extra range.
To get that extra range. He could have killed him, but Weeha was smart enough to hide behind the tree and port out instantly. He didn't go for the he didn't try to just run straight back. So.
Yeah, good reactions there from VP as a whole. I mean, it was so close again to Chaos finding another big play. I mean, nearly finding the Spectre, but they cannot underestimate.
That would have been huge for them.
Just the control that this Dark will can offer. They're going to try and move in onto the Chandler for the squishy kill, as Solo will get run down by the boulder. The Misery kicks into his face.
All right, Solo dies once again like that.
They're going to go and try for more. They've got the silence from Tavo. They are on top of this brew. The Beast Grid control Chaos. They get Pasha as well. With the Magnetize still on the two of them, they're going to continue to chase. No one, he's trying to get the rolling top, but he can't. The roots, the control, they found a third. And Chaos, the dagger's onto Roger. Weehar's on top of him. Chaos get 4.
They get their timings and they're playing the Chaos game again. I love this. Actually, just putting that aggression back into work. They're gonna take down this tier 1 on the mid lane. Where's Radiance though? Where's Relic? How close does Spectre get?
He's closing in on it. He's closing in on it, RAMZeS.
This is looking a little bit more similar to the second game now, once again. In which VP were the ones that are suffering and trying to get these items, right?
But when they do.
But when they do, yeah, that's a problem. They have the Panda, they have the Spectre. Their teamfight potential is just through the roof in this game. RAMZeS third. So close to that Relic.
We'll see this again. I mean, this is just the classic Chaos go, go, go that we've seen from them in some of the games here in the playoff stage.
Yeah, Solo running in. I remember that Rubik when he ran in as well. Now he runs in with Chen.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that Chaos, they know their limits. They know how far that they can just push it to the max.
There are no limits right here.
Just
go straight at them, yeah. If they are S5 and if VP does not initiate first, they just obliterate them. If they get caught 1 by 1 or something, if they miss a kill due to terrorize, then it's scary for Chaos. Nighttime is running out though, only 1 more minute remaining, and after that, I believe the Spectre is gonna have the Radiance too. It's gonna be the VP on the offensive.
Wow. At that point, it's...
This is really big, by the way. Tavo getting that BKB.
Sure.
As he's going to be able to pop his ulti, just fly over a target, silence it constantly.
Mid lane, look who they've found. The man trying to farm his Radiance. RAMZeS caught out, trying to push out that middle lane.
Wow, that's so deep, actually, for him.
When he's that close as well, you've got to expect that you'd be wanting to play safe. And already Chaos again, they get one kill. They know that they want to try and go for more. They're on top of the brew. They have the rod, but it's a little too deep. Chaos, they will back off.
Yeah, they have to chill a bit. Like you can see how Chaos is playing. If they get one kill, they instantly search for more. And these heroes, they do allow them to do the way they itemize, the way they're playing. They are on the same page. That's what makes them work right now.
Misery.
2 bounties, all right.
Okay, and that's
4 bounties. Oh,
four bounties. Hey.
According to Bulldog, game is over.
4 bounty runes. HFM with his space. He's got his Battle Fury. I mean, this has been a very, very good recovery so far from the PA. Instantly goes for the TP. The Terrorizer is going to be there in time. It is. Roger's able to throw it out, cancel the TP. HFN jumps across, but with the Curse Crown upon him and 5 heroes surrounding him, there is no way that HFN can get out of there. They get
use the font, but that's super worth it, and I love the way they just went for it. Honestly, so many teams, so many players would have
just let him be.
Just let him be. Don't even try. But not VP. They trust each other. They use that haunt, give the vision to Roger. He instantly uses Terrorize, gets that PA, and stops their port. Very well played by VP. Right, Misery with the Vessel. Yeah, I mean, Chaos, they do have these items that... It was looking scary for them after the laning stage, honestly, but they have recovered.
They've recovered, they really have.
Well, yeah.
Having a 3k lead like this.
And this is what we want in the 3rd game of the elimination series. Yeah, the game is close, it's fun.
I mean, in this game, there's no debating that both teams really are, you know, you can feel it. They're playing as if everything's on the line, and it is here in this game. The last game of the tournament for one of these two teams. It's in the river. Pasha, they get the silence, they'll follow up with the stun, they have the damage to kill him off, and the control they have. Grip from the high ground, Pasha's gone.
Very uncharacteristic for some of these cores of VP to get caught like this. Yeah, they're being caught out way too often, honestly.
I mean, as we saw earlier, you know, if RAMZeS gets caught out in the mid lane, they should know that there's pretty good wall coverage around there, and you can see Chaos, they've got a lot of observers around this area of the map. It's not a safe place for VP to be, but 2 cores have fallen for it.
In that last game, they always had a Shadow Demon behind them, helping them, disrupting them if anyone initiates, so they had that saving grace. But in this game, you only have Roger, and Roger, he's kind of a player that would rather be on the aggressive, right? He'd rather be searching for kills than sitting behind you and trying to save you all the time.
Yeah. Here's that timing that we've seen lots of games. You know, Spectre gets the Radiance and it starts to feel like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, but this next fight, even with that Radiance, honestly...
You think Chaos can still take a fight against the Spectre at the moment?
It can go either way, especially if they get a good pick off before. And then you have this Battle Fury on Phantom Assassin. I mean, I said that I love to see them picking these early game aggressive items, but honestly, considering how much they've struggled in the laning stage, even the Battle Fury is alright. It's a great recovery item for the PA. And if she gets away with it, if she farms for 5 more minutes, she's going to be blowing up these supports one by one with 1 crit. Dazzle is almost, well, not almost there, but what does she need? A Mithril Hammer?
VP.
Again, they force this rush fight. Again, they know that they can fight, so they force it to force Chaos's hand, right? If Chaos goes to fight, they're gonna turn with Pasha's ult. Let's see if Chaos have learned anything from that last game.
I mean, a lot is going to be, if Chaos go in for this, Pasha has to get the ult off before the BKB Night Stalker gets on top of him. Pasha pops the ult indeed. Primal Split's going to be there before Tavo can get him with the silence. Got the Curse Crown onto the Night Stalker. The rest of Chaos trying to eye up the best way they can actually get into the fight. The Rolling Thunder's still going on for no one. They'll get themselves across over the pit. Misery's in with the Magnetize. They are on top of the Chen, as the Chen surely will fully get the hand of God out solo, but he does still die. Elsewhere towards the north, they've lost 2. The 2 supports of Chaos going down. They're on top of HFN. This is not looking great for Chaos, and they've lost 3.
We on the side.
Not going to be able to TP out. Tavo tried to TP away, but the Radiance was too much. We are the only one to survive at the moment here for Chaos, as VP have something Very severe to say about that attempt from Chaos to try and get in the pit. He'll try and TP out, but Pasha's in, slams him down.
Only Chan has been lost. I believe no buybacks were expended for VP there. They just take a clean fight, and honestly, this team is so good at knowing how to properly fight around the Rosh pit and baiting the enemy team into this fight. I've talked to some of the players. The way they play around the pit is just so perfect. You said it yourself just before that fight started. Pasha needs to instantly pop that ulti.
It really was
he
that.
Does.
Yeah.
That if he doesn't,
if he doesn't, maybe Chaos can go. But as soon as you see that Brugger, the split off, especially seeing as you know Rolling Thunder's available, you know that Haunt's available with this Radiant Spectre. That fight.
It's hard.
I mean, it's hard to step away. You know that they're doing Roshan. Exactly, you know they're getting the Aegis. You feel you have to do something, but the chance of it going successfully is very, very thin. Top, Misery able to roll away from the initial attempt from Noah, but no one chases him down, jumps forward with the shield crash, blocks off the roll away as Misery will fall. Another kill for VP. Starting to get very aggressive with this Aegis on the Spectre. They'll move towards the top tier 2. Start to take some objectives away from Chaos's half of the map.
The game is not over. Chaos, they still have a very farmed up PA, 10k net worth. She has that Battle Fury working towards the Desolator. Their pick-off potential is still amazing, and we've seen VP, they aren't playing the best of their games, right? Like, they get picked off. The Spectre got killed on mid, the Panda got killed on mid. If you manage to find a couple of these pick-offs with the Desolator, with the Grip, or with the Atos from the Razor, you can still come back into the game. Forcing that Panda or Haunt on their side of the map would be great for Chaos right now. Just prevent them from taking any objectives and try to actually try to pressure them a little bit on their side of the map, especially during the nighttime at least. As you will have 4 more minutes, so...
Well, that's it. And I believe looking at HFN's item, he's sort of making the controlled decision to say, I cannot get the Desolator now. Yeah, I need to do the BKB first. So very sensible decision making that, you know, a lot of the times you'll see a PA halfway to the Desolator and be like, I want the Des, so I need to do the damage. But HFN realizes he has to keep himself alive. There's just too much magical that's going to knock him about. The Radiant's burning him down. No one rolling in with the Rolling Thunder. With this BKB, he can lock down onto the supports and kill them at the start of the fight.
There's so much control as well, right? Like you can't be... Like, you can buy a Desolator for the damage, but you can't dish out that damage if they're controlling you with Terrorize, with Bramble Maze, with Cyclone, if nothing else. Then the Rolling Thunder, obviously, so I can definitely get behind that BKB as well.
But these fights are just so hard to take. Even with the 2 BKBs, you know, we are having it as well. The fact there's this Aegis on top of the fact that VP have all of their ultimates back online.
Pasha has that BKB too. That's problematic. And with the Divine Favor on the Catapult, they're just gonna let him do the work for them. Go on, little Carty. What's happening? Not really hurting that tower, are you?
No. Didn't get the hits in.
Is there a Crimson or something? Why wasn't he hitting it?
Was it uphill miss?
I suppose.
Can he uphill miss, right?
I guess.
I think that they just must have hit. Look, yeah, because it didn't do anything.
But he had like plus 100 damage. Alright, little Carty, go back home, you're drunk.
No, he's got to do a bit of working out.
Doesn't work. We've been hanging out with Brew way too much.
Manta for RAMZeS, this Spectre. Getting scarier and scarier. I mean, with the Radiance, the Manta, you can pop that Haunt. Bam, you're straight on top of one of the supports. The support's dead. It's an instant way to take out one of the heroes from the fight. It's a bit of a nightmare now for Bane, ironically, as he's just going to fall every single time to the Haunt Manta plays.
Yeah, they need to find a way to initiate properly and initiate first. And this is it.
The Rolling Thunder into the Terrorize, locking him down, meaning there's no chance for the BKB immediately. Now he gets the BKB out, they'll try and go, they have got the Fiend's Grip down, but they've lost the Bane. Bane buys back, have they got the damage to teal off the Pango? They have, they get the Pangolier. Chaos, can they look for more though? RAMZeS, he's charging straight into the base, moving in onto Weehaw, ticking down, loads the Radiance, he's going to fall. He's committed very deep for this. They'll lose the Aegis on RAMZeS. Can they kill him a second time? That's the question. Misery's got the stun. HFN's coming over. They'll kick him back away from his team. RAMZeS is turning though. Manta's popped as well. HFN has to get back to the fountain almost to start healing up. Buyback from Tavo. RAMZeS at half HP is still able to walk out of the base, getting away with a deep aggressive play. It's Chaos desperately wanting to try and find something out. They do get the slow onto RAMZeS.
They're thinking about it, but
it's
Pasha's
so
back.
hard to get in on this. They get the silence onto the Dark Willow. HFN there on the high ground, able to jump down with the Phantom Strike. They'll get the Willow. They can get, if they can get one of these cores, it would be absolutely huge for Chaos, but RAMZeS and Pasha moving away. TP comes in. They do have the control of Pasha. RAMZeS still poking around. He knows they're a little bit low, but they have the Shrine healing them up. Pasha pops the BKB and no one.
He's back.
He's back, and he's got the Rolling Thunder ready. Misery will be able to roll away down to the low ground, but he's not going to be able to escape. The bounce back with the Rolling Thunder. The swashbuckle will do it. Misery falls. As Chaos unable to find that extra core kill that they were so desperately hunting for. As VP, they get away overall with that dive.
They sense blood and they chase, right? But this time around, they just had no damage. They had no PA nearby, no Razor to take down that Panda. So they just lack damage. The Earth Spirit and the Night Stalker, they just don't do enough right now. They're tanky, but they aren't really dishing out any damage whatsoever.
I mean, I guess at the same time, I mean, how much did that dive actually do for VP?
Well,
because I mean, you're not getting a tier 3 or reaction, not getting objectives with that play.
No, honestly, like objectively, it's not a great play from them, right? But that dive did kill Razor, so they killed Razor. They slowed him down a little bit, which
but they lose
really...
the pack. You know, they lose no one. Like Chaos did find kills in return because of that dive, and that is your Aegis being used for that.
No one died instantly to the grip, right? And then he got destroyed at the ramp, so. Losing that Aegis is definitely not great. You want to use that Aegis at least for a clean team-fight victory or to take down an objective, especially in this kind of a game in which you're obviously in front. After that teamfight not going so well for them, the PA has the Desolator now too, on top of the BKB.
And the level 20, extra minus armor corruption. So this is, you know, this PA is scary. HFN, he's at the top. He's keeping on par with RAMZeS farm, no problem with that Battle Fury.
He's getting that MKB soon now too. I mean, he's queuing up that MKB, so he's going to be able to hit through Radiance as well. He's going to be able to hit Panda.
I mean, it's always scary, you know, games where it goes on and you are against a PA. The RNG's there for HFN.
If he crits you a few times, you will die. Doesn't matter.
You're gonna be gone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you've got. Luckily for VP, they do have that Panda, and he itemized already into Vlad's. Before he bought Vlad's, I believe he had Midas. Yeah, and with that Midas, he's going to be able to scale into what? Into AC. AC gives you armor, PA doesn't hit as hard, so there are definitely ways for VP to mitigate that damage coming from Chaos. But if Chaos jumps on one, if they jump on one target, if they find you with these pickoffs, you're gone.
You can see the item adaptation as well from Weeha this game. He's got the Silver Edge queued up. Wants to make sure that he can be that sort of extra force to kill the Spectre. If the game goes on, you have to have some sort of break against the Spectre. Otherwise, RAMZeS is just going to be unkillable with the dispersion. As RAMZeS continuing to tank up. Skadi next on the menu for him after that Manta. And Weeha, as I say, you know, if he does want that Silver Edge, he's still going to be quite a bit away from it. So it's going to take a bit more time in the jungle and such, and the question is if that time's going to be there for him. As VP, they are starting to get ready to go for another push, and you can only imagine that this time they're not going to be diving kills. They are going to look to try and take some objectives.
And they're posturing themselves in a much more defensive way, right? They aren't really going ham, hunting at all. They're just letting Pango outpush, and then they follow in. Possibly they're going to ward around these cliffs, as you can see Solo is doing that.
Roshan timer up soon as well, we can see. That's, you know, that.
So far, that has been the biggest strength of VP. But right now, these heroes on Chaos, they have found their items. They can definitely fight around Rosh, but a little bit better with the BKBs that they've got. Last time they fought, the PA just couldn't do anything around that fight. This time, however, it could be a little bit easier for them. As I believe VP is going to go for the Rosh first. They're not going to threaten high ground. We'll see. The smoke is up, and they're hunting RAMZeS again. They know. Basically, when a team plays Spectre, Spectre is farming one side of the map, the 4 of the others are farming the other.
And HFN, he's got the money for that MKB. He can pick it up.
Let's see if RAMZeS is careful enough. It doesn't look like
this would be a huge catch to get the kill outside just throughout. The Roshan's about to respawn. They've got the grip. RAMZeS is caught out. Is there any backup in time? There's not.
It does have buyback, which is pretty important.
And HFN,
Oh, the crit!
he one-shot solo. And they get more. No one has put the Rolling Thunder. He's into the river. We'll see if some buybacks come out.
No. They aren't risking it. They aren't buying back. I believe they're just
Roshan is up.
They're just gonna give Roshan away.
If they don't buy back on the Spectre, that's them conceding this Rosh to Chaos.
They're conceding the Rosh, it seems. They do have split. There's no grip. And it seems they aren't doing it way too fast on the side of Chaos.
Ooh, no one jumps in. Shield crash onto the two of them. They do have to terrorize, but already HFN posts the BKB. He looks to focus down. No one jumping forward onto the Panga. Can they get about this? The buyback with the Spectre into the Horde. RAMZeS is going to come in and try and turn this fight around. Tava goes for the BKB. The TP out. Chaos, they know if they can get away, that is the Haunt used. If they can reset themselves, they can try and fight after the Haunt and Primal Split come to an end. They'll lose Misery, but Misery does have buyback. They have the MKB on HFN. If they can get back towards the pit,
do they want to? Though?
But I guess they don't. They're going to let VP take the Roche.
I think they traded that buyback for Roche pretty much, and I loved it. You could see that instantly they were on the same page. After that buyback from the Spectre, they just port out. PA just started porting out immediately away from the team fight. Yeah, you do give Aegis and Cheese, which isn't great, but at the same time, you do force the buyback from the Spectre.
Sure, if you're Chaos, you want to make a play now. I mean, VP, they're going to start pushing, but if you can kill this Spectre...
There's no Haunt. There's no split.
And there's no buyback. But he does, of course, have that second life. You've got to do it 2 times. 3 times, in fact, maybe, because he's holding the cheese at the moment in his backpack. Look at the Nightmare onto him. Pasha is going to come in with the BKB on top of the Bane. King RD is dead without buyback. BKB popped by Pasha, getting himself away from Weehar and HFN. They're going to have to try and hold 4 versus 5 here, Chaos. As Misery picks up a Vlad. An extra bit of help for HFN as HFN can try and commit Tavo. He's actually in. He gets on amongst all the 3 of them. They're all being silenced at the moment by this Night Stalker. They'll try and focus down the Pangolier. He's silenced continuously. Roll fall from Misery. The Viz's going to be out. He's going to be able to send back the Earth Spirit, and no one gets the chance to pop the Rolling Thunder. Rolls forward onto Tavo. They get the bash back. They'll jump in with a shield crash. HFN is being controlled. Pasha gets the double. HFN just being held in place. Can he escape? He cannot. HFN will die. Weehar's dead as well. The 2 cores will buy back, but the other 3 members of Chaos cannot return to the fight. As VP, they've got everyone alive. They're into the middle lane. They'll clean up the range wrecks. Now we see the buyback available and being used by King RD. But what can they do now? Chaos. Only the 3 of them left. They didn't kill off RAMZeS even once. He still has that Aegis. He still has that Haunt. There's another tier 3 taken. VP, they've got the full Skadi as well on RAMZeS.
Yeah, they have splits again. They have VKB again on Brewmaster. He can just jump in and create enough space for VP to take the last side. Honestly, it's very difficult for Chaos to take this fight.
They need a lot of crits.
They have a grip, but who do you grip, honestly?
For the Nightmare onto Solo. The pipe buff as well, keeping VP beefy enough to just continue this push. There's no reason for VP to back up at the moment. As Misery rolls in, they do get the stun on the Pasha, they do get the grip as well, meaning there's no split for now. Pasha's in trouble, Pasha is dead. They'll get the Brew, but buyback straight away from both Brew and Solo. The Rolling Thunder, no one, he's bashing in. Weehar gets the chance to put the BKB. Misery will be able to roll away. HFN, though, he's down the low ground, he's in trouble. HFN is dead for 2 minutes with no buyback. They've lost their PA. VP know they can go back in, take the tier 3 tower. 1 set of wrecks standing between them and Megas. No one jumps in with the swashbuckle. They're trying to get that Razor back to base. Weehar will manage to get back to the fountain, but Misery's dead. 2 dead on Chaos. King RD held in the base by RAMZeS, and RAMZeS just going in, tying at them with this Aegis, with this cheese. They're moving into the fountain, diving aggressively onto Chaos. And that'll be Weehar falling. Tavo, the last alive. He's surely going to die as GG is called. VP, they will do it here in this series, in this game 3, taking it 2-1, as it is the end of the road here at the Major for Chaos. They certainly gave it their all in that last match, but VP, that sort of power that we've seen from VP in the past and that we expected to see from them coming into this Major, is certainly being shown there.
That's just VP right there, honestly. They just took the fights properly. They waited for their item timings, baited those rush fights. In the end, I'm just impressed by Chaos. Honestly, they played out of their mind. They were so good.
They gave it their all. But
I love this team right now. I'm their biggest fanboy at the moment. Even when they decided to port out of that rush fight, they are just showing so much discipline.